Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Let's discuss with author L.A. Logan. Today we're going to talk about a four-letter word that we often take for granted, we often misuse, we often think we don't have enough of, and we don't realize how much we miss it until it's gone. What is that four-letter word that you ask? That word is time. Are you a little puzzled? No worries. Let's get into it. Let's discuss. So, the word time. It's been a word that I've been dealing with for quite some time. That's one of those words that we take for granted, I think, and that we always feel like we have a lot of it. Case in point, I don't have a lot of time, or I don't make a lot of time to spend with my family. And so my family realizes how busy and crazy my schedule is, and so they give me a pass. And I'll say, oh, next time I'll be there, or next time let me know earlier and I can adjust my schedule, or I'll try to adjust my schedule so that I can be there. I just always figure that no matter what, I'll make time for it later. Never really living in the present, I guess is the best way to put it. So a few things have happened the past, 6 months or so, 7 months or so, somewhere in there, that have reminded me of just how much I take time for granted. I know I'm not alone. And again, if you're super deep and you're real prophetic and you just need a deep, deep word, this is not a discussion that you want to partake in. I want to be transparent and keep it 100 as far as how I operate and how I go through life. So back in September, I think it was, before I say that, so there's an individual that I followed all the time on social media. LaShawn Daniels, Big Shiz is what he went by on Instagram. And I loved following his channel because he was such a family man. He loved his wife, and he was always putting out positive jewels. I like to follow people who are giving some positivity, and he was always giving positivity. He was really, really cool if you were married. And so back in September, he passed away from a car accident, and the first thing I thought was, oh my gosh, how is his wife going to deal with that? How is his family going to deal with that? How I'm feeling, I can only imagine how it is for him. So I was going through some of his old posts that he had posted on Instagram, and he had all these plans of things that he was doing. As a matter of fact, maybe a couple days or a week before the accident, he had just did his first kickoff of a entrepreneur program he started to help those who wanted to be in the music business. He was going to give them the ins and out on it. So he had all these plans, and I was thinking, gosh, he left home that day thinking he was going to come home and that all these plans were going to continue on, and it's just gone now. Then I got to thinking about my grandmother. When it's time for my grandmother's birthday, I get a little anxious just because I miss her so much, and I think back to the memories I have and the time that I thought that I was going to have with her that I took for granted once again. And her birthday is always a reminder to me that, hey, I didn't take as much time with her as I should have, being a young lady growing up. I kept thinking, oh, I'll call grandma later, or, oh, I'll go see grandma later, when in reality there was not going to be a later at some point. That just never stuck in my head. And then recently, this past Sunday with Kobe, that just was devastating to hear the loss of him, his daughter, and the other 7 people that were on the plane with them, and that they left home that morning with full intentions of coming home and continuing on with whatever they had planned. And so it just really got me to thinking that, man, we really don't know when our last time is going to be to spend time with a loved one. You know, back in early August, I lost a really, really, really dear friend of mine. I mean, it was unexpected. She went in, you know, for surgery. There were some complications, and, you know, it just went on, and she passed away. And young, you know, I always thought, you know, the last time I was with her, the last time I spoke to her, I thought I would have another time to spend with her. But all of these situations made me think that I don't make time for the things that are precious, or I take for granted that I'm going to always have another opportunity to spend time with my family or my loved one or my friend, or even on a project. Like, there, you could be working on a project and you think, oh, I'll start that later, or oh, I'll do that later. But you really just don't know. The only person that knows is our maker. And, you know, we have a start date and an end date. And I often hear people say it's what you do with that dash, during the dash, that determines, you know, who you are at the end, what you've accomplished. And so today I kind of wanted to just discuss that, hey, we need to start, you know, making some priorities for some things that are really precious to us, that we really love, that, you know, we take for granted. I mean, we take for granted that we're going to leave home and we're going to come back home that evening to be with our family, when that is not promised to us. And God always sends us subtle reminders, or huge reminders, to let us know that, hey, you don't know what my plan is for you. You don't know exactly how this is going to go. You don't know how long someone is going to be here. You know, if you're holding grudges, you know, I think a lot of times what messes us up is we have an incident with somebody, or we fall out with somebody, or we might vocalize that we're upset, or we may silently stew on it. And our way of dealing with it is just staying away, or not communicating, or, you know, I'm going to fix you, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. And we just cut off communication. Then something tragic happens, and it's like, oh, wow, I can't fix this. I mean, I've experienced that personally. There was somebody that was close to me, and they did me wrong. I mean, they did me so wrong. And my way of dealing with it is, I'm just not going to fool with you. And if you haven't figured out yet, I don't deal with drama. I don't like drama. So my way of dealing with it is to just remove myself, which God is working on me with that. Just pray for me. But yeah, I was like, I'm done. I don't want to have anything else to do with this person. I don't even want to speak to you. If I never see you again, I'm good. Well, this person kept trying to reach out to me. You know, I wouldn't answer their calls. They would send messages through family members. Hey, they really want to talk to you. You know, they feel bad about what happened. I was like, nope, I'm done. And I'll never forget it. On this particular evening, I was on the phone with one of my relatives, and they were like, look, can you please talk to this person? They keep bugging me. They feel really bad about what happened. You need to talk to them. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I need to get over myself. You know, everybody makes mistakes. I'm going to let that go. I'm going to call them when I get off the phone with you, were my exact words. Well, I ended up talking to my relative for, gosh, maybe another hour or so, maybe even longer than that. And while we were on the phone, we got word that this person had died. And when I tell you that I could not believe it, it was kind of like, how did this happen? How did they leave here when I had made up in my mind finally that I was going to reach out to them and try to make it right. It was so devastating to me. Like, I felt so bad, like horrible, because I let something, they did me wrong, but was it worth them passing away not knowing that I really had forgiven them and was ready to move past it? No. And when I say it crushed me, and man, for years, it took a long time for me to forgive myself and just pray that prayerfully they know that, God passed that on to them. And then again, they probably don't even care because prayerfully they made it to heaven, and they're too busy enjoying that to even worry about me not speaking to them before they passed away. But the point I'm trying to make is we get in our way sometimes and we don't make things right. And sometimes we make things worse because we get in our head, or we get in our way. And we just don't realize that time is slipping away. I mean, sometimes I don't even know what day it is. I may think it's Tuesday, but it's really Thursday. I mean, just losing track of time. And sometimes, when you're super, super busy, time flies by. You miss things that are important, family events, time with family. One of the things that I really, really, really regret with my grandmother is, although camera phones weren't as common as they are now, I don't even think they were a thing really when she passed away, but I didn't create enough memories. I didn't take enough pictures with her as I grew as a young woman, and as I got older, and having my daughter take pictures with her. I didn't do enough of that. And I so regret that, because all I have now are the memories that live in my head. And some of the pictures that I have are when me and my family get together and we talk about it. And that just breaks my heart. So now I'm super annoying to my family that when I do go to a family function, I'm the person that's taking tons and tons and tons of pictures, because I want to have memories. And I tell them that we need to make memories, because we never know. We just never know. And so, I kind of wanted to just discuss with you on today, hey, we've got to start making time for the stuff that's important and not wasting time. If you have a passion or a dream and you want to pursue it, you got to stop making excuses about why you're not getting it done. Like, we make time for what we want to make time for. If I wanted to go on a shopping spree, pray one day I can do that. But if I wanted to go on a shopping spree, I think I can make the time for that to happen. Or wait, I've got an even better example. So last year, every year I take a girls' trip with some friends and family. And last year we were going to go to the Dominican Republic. And then all those folks started dying, and they couldn't tell us at the time why they were dying. And we were like, can we go to the Dominican Republic for a week and not eat and not drink anything and be okay? Nah, we'll pass. So we had to cancel our tickets. Well, being the bargain shoppers that we are, of course, we got our tickets at a deal. So to use the tickets, we have to have used them in a certain length of time, or we lose the value and just lose the ticket altogether. Do you not know that I found some time to use those tickets? It's tight. I mean, I got it right in a couple weeks apart, but I was able to use the value of the tickets, because we were going to go to the Dominican, and then first we were going to go to Florida, hang out, then we were going to go to the Dominican. So I had a few tickets to use. I found the time to do that. But let somebody call me right now and say, hey, you want to go to dinner? You want to go to a movie? We're having to get together at Cousin Pookie's house. You want to swing through? Oh, well, I am working on something. I don't know. I'll have to see. Let me check. And say, I'm guilty of that. And I know I'm not alone. You may not admit it, but I know I'm not alone. So, yeah, these recent events that have taken place, over the past few months up to Sunday, this past Sunday with Kobe, it really, really got me to thinking, how much, how am I prioritizing my time? And am I taking advantage of my family and friends giving me passes just because they know how hectic my life is? I really do need to start slowing my life down. But just slowing it down is not going to make me lose anything. It's not going to make you lose anything. You don't want to be one of those persons, or you don't want to be like I was when the person that I was going to get it right with, and then my friend that I just took for granted I was going to have more time to spend with her. They're both gone. And I can't go back and redo that. My grandmother, she's gone. I can't go back and redo that. So, today I just wanted to kind of talk to you about, time. Are we really using it wisely? Are we really prioritizing our time like we should? Continuing to say I'll do it tomorrow. The Bible talks about that. Don't put off. Don't say I'm gonna do this tomorrow. You don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring. Only our Maker knows that. And we got to put some things into perspective. I mean, life is fragile and life is short. You hear that cliche all the time. But on today, I wanted to have a discussion, and kind of ask you, how do you feel about time? Have you had something happen in your personal life that makes you, think about how well you're using your time? And, whether you are a Kobe fan or a Lakers fan, if you are a husband, a father, a wife, a mother, you can relate to that tragedy, because there were 8 different, there were 9 people that passed away in that tragedy, and they all had families. And, to wake up that morning having all is well in your world, to a few hours later, your life and world as you knew it just completely over with. That should make you think as a human being that, man, this could happen to me. Am I loving on my family like I should be loving on my family? Am I spending time with my family like I should be spending time with my family? Am I making time for those things that I value, that are important to me, that I cherish, that I hold close to my heart? These are the conversations we need to have with ourselves. And if the answer to any of those are no, it's time to do a reevaluation, because the last thing we want to happen is God serves as a reminder in our own backyard. It's always somebody else until it happens to us. So yeah, I'm glad that you took the time to, talk with me on today and participate in this discussion. And, man, life is fragile. Love on your family and friends. Tell them how much you love them and cherish them. And thank God for the grace and mercy that He has given us to still be here, for our family to still be intact, and for us to still have a peace of mind. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the discussion. If not, maybe next time. But I do want to leave you with this. Remember, the plan for your life has already been designed. It's just up to you to trust the planner.